What is happening, YouTube? So this video, I figured we would do a why 2018 kind of sucked video, because there were really a lot of things that just were a pain in the butt, way different than I had expected them to be, and just more expensive overall. Like, ultimately it was just a really, really expensive year with breakdowns, training, all that kind of stuff. So ultimately, like, this video is for those of you who think that owning your own business is always this walk in the park, and you can always have, you know, new equipment and this, that, and the other. Like, it's actually it actually can be very challenging and very difficult. And 2018 for me was that. So we're hoping for a much better kick-ass 2019. So I think that'll be good. And I'll just tell you really what went on, the truth about 2018. So one of the biggest challenges and one of the hardest things that I didn't expect to be as hard was training Drew. And it's not, he did great. The only thing I wish that would have happened sooner with him, but it was due to us being just too busy to really, for me to say, like, okay, we're going to do this, is getting his CDL faster than he did. It just didn't happen. And then as far as training him, you know, it's not like I had to teach him how to run a machine. He was at the point where he knew how to run equipment, and he just needed seat time, and he still needs seat time to fine-tune, learn things. You know, he's at that stage as an operator where he just needs time in the seat to really hone and tune his skills and things like that. And I said, one of the things that I said to him at the beginning of the year before we officially got started, I was like, you're gonna break stuff. You're gonna break things, man. Like, it's just, don't, you know, I don't want to, you know, I really don't. I know you don't want to, but you're gonna break things. And I broke stuff for the guys I worked for. Broke, you know, windows and hydraulic lines and you know, things like that. I broke things. Nothing ever too crazy. I think glass and windows were about the worst that I ever did. And that happened with him. And it was, you know, when we were doing clearing and we were doing stick tree kind of stuff, there are things that with skill and seat time as an operator that you learn to either slow down, watch out for, look for. When you're in a machine all day, you can become complacent in watching for those things. So, you know, there was complacency in that, and you don't know. You know, as a beginning operator, you can become complacent, and that's when things break, because that's when it happened to me. And those were frustrating. Those were some of the cheaper, like, I expected them, things that happened. And then just overall, just taking the time to explain to him, you know, what we're doing, how we're going to do it, why we're going to do it this way, and just taking that extra time. You know, I showed him, probably have at least 2 weeks, if not a whole month, into just pure training and education for him over the year, you know. So that was, but now, like, with that key person set up much better prime for this year, the efficiency should go much, much higher. So that was one thing. The other thing that was extremely challenging was the dump truck really just kept breaking and just becoming a pain in the butt. I mean, that thing was always at the shop. I feel like this year it's still at the shop. It's been at the shop for 2 weeks now, getting a bunch of stuff done to it, but a bunch of preventative maintenance things that hopefully can get a good couple years out of it with. So, and it wasn't so much the breaking and the expense of it that happened, it was the downtime, because then then I had to scramble and find another truck. I had to scramble and change the schedule around. I had to scramble. Basically, you just have to scramble and figure out how you're going to get done what you would plan to do with the truck you have, and figure it out. So luckily, you know, I've got good relationships with some of the other contractors in the area. I could, you know, they let me borrow their truck, so I was able to drive that, still keep trucking going. There's just things like that that worked out for those situations. But it's still downtime. It's still, you know, 4 hours out of a day or 4 hours out of the week to take the truck to the shop. I'm gonna have a ride back. You know, it's essentially time. So there was that. The dump truck broke. The excavator broke a couple times. There were a couple hydraulic lines that broke on it. Just breakdowns. Like, breakdowns really suck, and do everything you can to prevent breakdowns. That's what I learned. It is gonna, you know, not gonna be super fun to write the check for all the repairs that are getting done on the dump truck, but regardless, preventative maintenance, that's what we're going for. It should be in great shape for next year, like I said. The other thing that made it, probably this was the most stressful part out of the whole project, was I had a customer who threatened to sue me, and he was not happy with the gravel that we put in there for him. Well, in the permit, or not the permit, but in my proposal, in the contract we had signed, yep, we're going to go 22A road gravel, which is the standard road gravel spec up here. I recommended it. It was a flat driveway. I did give him the option for better road gravels. We have 9A special here and 25A special, which are from the pit. Those are from Cassins. Those are like the best materials you can get. And then I also offered him either the pulverized asphalt or the millings that I have here. So I did offer all those. We agreed on the 22A, and he came back and was, you know, like completely bipolar, basically. Super happy. I got paid for it and everything. He was super happy. Called like 2 weeks later, check in with him. Oh, it's great, you know, how'd it do through the ring? Oh, it's awesome, you know. Then like a week after that, man, he just called and was threatening to sue me and ruin my name and my reputation and all that. And I just really stepped back from that one and let it set for a couple weeks. And then he responds with a couple text messages, you know, happy Thanksgiving. By that time it was Thanksgiving. Really sorry for how I acted. Everything looks great. Really appreciate your work. And so yeah, that was, you know, that turned out good, but it was a very stressful month, basically. Like, it made me not want to do business anymore. It made me respect and appreciate other business owners. It made me appreciate and respect other business owners who have been in business a lot longer than I have, who have more things and nicer things or newer equipment, nicer houses, because they have to put up with that shit. And made me appreciate, you know, the nice things that I have, and also help, you know, like, justify the value. Like, yeah, if I'm gonna put up with stuff like that, you're damn right I'm gonna have some nice things in my life. And on the flip side of that, it almost made me say, you know what, screw this, I'm done. I'm gonna go work for somebody else. I'm just gonna sell everything, try to walk away without any debt, and go get a job working for somebody else. But the trade-off with that is, it's just, for me, it's not as fun working for someone else. It's not as fulfilling working for someone else. I do have the flexibility with working for myself that, you know, I can pretty much guarantee I'm going to be home, you know, 5:30, 6 o'clock every day. I'll start at 5:30 in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, no problem. Most everybody else starts at 7 or 7:30. I prefer to start early. So there's just flexibility in working for yourself. And the reason why I like to be home is mostly because of family. I really value that time, the 2 hours in the afternoon every day. And, you know, that's part of working for myself, why I am doing this. And, you know, so through this year I had to really, and I still am, I'm trying to figure out, like, my biggest questions now are like, where do I want to go with the business? Like to what scale, what size do I want to grow it to? And those are important questions to like figure out. And like I kind of should figure them out pretty soon, because you need to start putting those plans into action. Otherwise it'll just kind of go where it goes. So that was really the 2018 that I had. It was not fun. Like straight up, it was not fun. I spent way more time in the dump truck than I ever wanted or ever imagined. Basically, I was in the dump truck 50 hours a week. You know, stopping, trying to, you know, manage the business while driving the dump truck and get everything. Like it was just an absolute pain. It was not fun at all, and I don't want to go through 2018 again. It's the truth of it all. Just don't want to do it again. We're on to 2019, on the bigger, not necessarily bigger, but smoother operations in 2019 is the plan. So I hope you guys take this for what it is, wherever you're at in your life. Know that, you know, those of you who have a business, you're gonna be like, yep, I get it, I've had those years. Those of you who want a business or thinking about starting a business, know that you will have these years, you will have these experiences. I bet you $100 you're gonna have these experiences, whether it's your first year or your 8th year, you're gonna have it. So it's all just par for the course, as far as I'm concerned, and what I've been told by mentors and friends of such. So take it for what it is. I appreciate you guys watching. Always good to have you here. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Give me a like. You know, we'll grow the YouTube channel, and I'll have, you know, more free time this year is the plan, or more time that I can make YouTube videos for you guys throughout the year. So, all right, I'm out. Take care. See you. Bye.